I think it's time for us to change our policies and focus on reducing the harms caused by drugs instead of trying to use punitive measures to stop something that hasn't been stopped.
The fallout from the San Diego State drug bust as 14 more students head to court. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm Dan Cohen.
And I'm Nichelle Medina. 6 fraternities at the university are suspended and nearly 100 people are facing drug charges.
Today, a group called Students for Sensible Drug Policy says the sting at San Diego State isn't going to solve the problem on campus. News 8's Adrian Moore is live at San Diego State with the details. Adrian.
Dan and Nichelle, the group is calling on SDSU administrators to adopt a policy called the Good Samaritan policy, which allows students to call in for help without fear of being punished. Now, there was a protest that wrapped up here just a few moments ago. I'm going to step out of the shot. You can see that they still have chairs lined up here on the grass here in the courtyard. They lined up 77 chairs representing the 75 students arrested in Tuesday's sting and the 2 students who lost their lives to drugs to help drive home their message that change is needed. As you recall, yesterday the sting netted 100 arrests, nearly 100 arrests. 75 students were arrested. 9 of those students are set to appear in court this afternoon starting at 1:30. Again, their message today, they need change here on campus. They want more dialogue and want more education. SDSU officials do tell us that they are willing to discuss and create any type of dialogue with students that they feel is necessary. They do say that they are willing to look at this policy a little bit further. A lot of different universities have adopted this Good Samaritan policy. Brown, UCLA, Boston College, just to name a few. We're going to go ahead and go to that package that we filed just a short time ago. Take a listen.
77 students are gone from our campus.
Members of Students for Sensible Drug Policy at SDSU are sounding off just 24 hours after undercover officers seized more than $100,000 worth of drugs, weapons, and cash in Operation Sudden Fall, the largest bust in campus history.
We were afraid that it was an overzealous action, and we would rather see our resources used to protect students from drug overdoses instead of put on a big Band-Aid where the drugs are just going to be back next semester.
Randy Hankin heads up the San Diego State chapter of the group. He says he's not here to defend the actions of those 75 students arrested in Tuesday's sting, but argues the overdose deaths of 2 students is proof that more dialogue, education, and a new Good Samaritan policy is needed on campus.
We all know stories about somebody that's died because somebody just left them there because they were afraid to call the police. A Good Samaritan policy involves a way to have students feel safe to be able to call for help if somebody is in a drug overdose situation.
Without it, SSDP argues students will continue to be fearful of calling for help and lead to more on-campus tragedies.
Now we have 75 students that aren't going to get a chance to graduate. You can beat an addiction, you can't beat a conviction.
But in this high-stakes war on drugs, only time will tell if this complicated battle will improve or grow more sophisticated.
We're going to come back with smarter drug dealers next year. They're going to learn from this one. There will still be drugs on this campus.
Now, university officials do tell us they respect students' right to free speech and do encourage them to have more dialogue like we saw here today. They do understand that they're not always going to agree on things. However, they do disagree that this sting Operation Sudden Fall was overzealous. They say they will continue to do whatever it takes to keep students here on campus safe.
If nothing else comes of this, Adrian, at least as we were talking about and you mentioned, this is good to get a dialogue going between the students and the faculty and what the best way to handle situations like this and drug problems on campus is. Adrian Moore, live for us at San Diego State right now.